Well, hi there, and welcome to NatFun, a live-recorded tabletop role-playing adventure game where the dice and a few friends tell the story. My name is Jackie, and I'm your game master tonight, and I'm, of course, joined by a few friends. So let's roll into some introductions.
My name's Jeremy, and I'll be playing Raceland.
My name's Dan, I'll be playing Eldrin.
My name's Erin, and I am Edwina.
And before we roll into some NatFun, we are going to roll into some shout-outs.
Whoop, whoop.
I forgot about them. Yay!
So before we get started on the adventure, we do have some shout-outs tonight. After each session, the players write down cool things each other do on our adventure Google Doc to highlight the fun stuff that they did in-game. It's a great way to support each other, mention cool character moments, and of course, earn GM inspiration. So I'm going to be using a randomized spinner tonight to roll. We're going to feature two shout-outs. The first one will grant the recipient GM inspiration, and the second will grant the person who posted it GM inspiration. And with that, spinner says 7.
7. Oh, I've been waiting for this. For so long, I've been waiting for this. This is a shout-out from,
so have I.
From Dan to Dan. Because the GM didn't explicitly state that we couldn't give ourselves shout-outs. I've been doing that every week. So this one is for Eldrin heading off Edwina with super speed. I wasn't sure that was going to play out. I liked it. And I'd like to congratulate myself for it. So, go me.
A round of applause for the rogue who continues to look out for himself.
I like it.
Well, and this is where I get to be a little bit of an evil GM because I didn't explicitly write in the instructions you couldn't say it for yourself, but it has been stated every single week. This is an opportunity to shout out your other players. So, although I love the creativity, I'm going to need you to roll a d4 for me to see who actually gets that inspiration.
Perhaps Dan has a split personality.
And I have a list here of 4 people.
I rolled a nat 1. Let's get that out of the way.
All right. And just so you know, the GM was on that list of 4.
I figured.
It's the one. It's the god
It's not
number.
the one. So Edwina gets that inspiration. You do not get inspiration when you call out yourself. It's not the point of shout-outs, man.
So if the GM does get the inspiration, does that mean that should she get a really poor roll, she could re-roll to get a better roll against whoever it might be? Dan.
We've never had the GM with inspiration before, but yes, that is exactly what it would have meant. So the first inspiration is going to go to Edwina instead of Eldrin, because you can't call out yourself. That's not the point of shout-outs to highlight your other players, but that's really fun creativity. I do like that. Second number of the night is... it's an 8.
Well, we were allowed to give up to 4 shout-outs, and this one was from Dan to Dan, once again, or Dan to Eldrin, Eldrin to Eldrin, however you want to put it, for attempts to negotiate the fee up front. So, shall I roll another d4?
Yeah, there's still a chance that GM's going to get some GM inspiration here.
I mean, legitimately, the odds of that...
That's another one.
Can't go to that same person, so let's keep up the tension in the room.
All right.
Come on, we got to get a new number. 1 has been used.
2.
All right, 2 is someone that has not been named to you guys yet, or maybe that you haven't met yet. So they're going to get it, but I'm not going to tell you who that is.
The only good thing about that is it can't go to Sam. Because we know Sam's name. Unless he's been using an alias.
Do you know his name?
Sir Archibald Magistrate.
Are you sure that's his name?
Not anymore.
I'm having too much fun with this. I'm just going to say it's not one of you 3, but someone else did get GM inspiration. It's not me, and it's not one of you 3, but I'm not going to divulge who it is.
The GM's in an evil mood tonight, guys.
Yeah, well, we better watch our backs. Out of curiosity, though, was Dan on the list?
No.
Oh, See, that is brutal because, like, if there was a 1 in 4 chance that you could still give yourself inspiration, I would take it.
So originally what I did when Matt was still with us is I was just going to sub whomever had commented for themselves would become the GM. So once he stepped away...
Well, that could make things tricky.
I put someone else or something else, I'm not going to tell you, on the list in place of his spot. So yeah, the person that made the shout out to themselves got swapped with me.
Should have rolled a 3, Dan.
We'll see if this is detrimental in the future.
I misunderstood
never
what you
know.
meant. I thought you meant that they would become the GM for this session. I was
Here's
like,
all the
"Man, That
notes."
could be tricky.
Oh gosh, that would be a lot to throw at someone.
Though that is a concept that Jackie and I have tossed around before, having this, like, DM switch. So stay tuned for a potential fun shot down the road where it's so chaotic, none of us know who's playing or leading the game.
Dun, dun, dun. We call that
be
the
fun, could be
GM Among Us.
That sounds kind of like a disease.
Oh no.
Hey guys, I just got diagnosed with GM Among Us. It's highly contagious.
All right, so let's get this wagon back rolling down the road.
Sounds good. So now we're going to do our synopsis. In our last episode of When Thunder Rolls, surrounded by dead and dying snake rats, the SCA Squad
SCA Squad.
remained uneasy about the situation. Raceland noticed a familiar elven shape appear in a cloud of mist at the top of the stone wall before stepping off into the night. Eldrin attempted to stabilize Alondra, and Edwina scooped up a rat and began a desperate search for a cure to whatever was plaguing the apprentice. Eldrin and Raceland stayed to speak with a hooded priest who took Alondra to the temple for further healing. As Edwina begrudgingly left, dead rat Buddy still in her clutches, running full speed to find Velma. After a tense parallel chase through the streets and alleyways of the city, Eldrin and Raceland were just able to cut Edwina off at the Grand Manor. They first headed to confront Sam, but the door leading to the research wing was locked, and the guard informed them that Lord Andario had been looking for them. After some begrudging deliberation, all while swinging a dead and fairly beaten-up rat around, they finally decided to go and speak with Lord Andario. They found him in his study, which had been transformed into a war room. He escorted them into the private room behind the study and updated them on the situation of Astrante. He had been reading his father's journals and decided to reach out to the Council of Astrante and is now going to try with all his being to fix everything he can, starting with Sam, by trusting Nessie and the Council's advice to find the paper trail to the organization that must be behind Sam's dealings. He just needs the SCA Squad to wait a day or two for her to do her work. And this is where we left our last session. I believe the last thing he was asking you guys to do was to help the Dayrune priests, because their messages have been coming for a while, and either his hubris or some other means had kept the requests from him. And I believe we ended the session with him holding Edwina's hand and looking directly into her eyes. Do I remember that correctly, Aaron?
I mean, the love between Edwina and Francis is starting to become real. But yes.
Okay, so you guys are in the private room behind his study, which is kind of a smaller version of the study, still has the very ornate woodworking on the walls, and what would normally be a very nice, beautiful, large bay window is actually a arcane enclosure for flying snakes, which have now been put back into the enclosure after he showed you how the gloves worked. So I believe the last thing he said was pretty sweet pickup line.
Let's hear it again.
Things are so complicated right now, but sometimes the solution is not to hit it, no matter how much we may want to. And then he raises his eyebrows a couple times. Francis lets go of your hand, Edwina. He leans over the desk and picks up a small, ornately carved wooden box. He turns back around. Thank you for the gift. And he opens it. And there's a brooch inside with a peacock on it, the one that you had asked to be sent to him from LaLa's. I'll thank you for it when these urgent matters are settled, with a true ball fit for a pink princess in combat boots, if that is what you wish. And his eyes seem to sparkle as he stares deeply into yours, Edwina.
Oh, Francis, that is... I'm at a loss for words. But you're right. Things are complicated right now.
Don't hit me! Please?
No, never you, Francis. I couldn't hit you. Things are complicated right now. And you're right. The worshippers of the Dayrune Temple need our help. So we'll give you the time, and we'll help them. That is, if the rest of the SCA Squad is willing.
SCA Squad.
SCA Squad. Yeah, let's do it.
As long as the reward's worth it.
This guy.
Well, I haven't been authorized to do any additional rewards, but I promise, if you can help Estrante, we'll help you back.
I'll believe you. Now, there was something about some weapons and potions and other items that were waiting for us.
Ah, yes. I commissioned some items to be prepared for you if you were to complete this task. LaLa's is procuring them now. They'll be available for you in the morning.
You guys ready
It's
for
quite
some
late.
sleep?
I assume you want to rest.
Yes.
It's probably a good idea before we head out on a journey.
So, back to the tavern then?
To the tavern.
I mean, Aldrin and I are going back to the tavern. Brown chicken, brown.
Put those eyebrows
The
down.
listeners can't hear your eyebrows.
You know,
I don't know what you're doing.
Edwina's kind of, a naive lady. She needs a very open invitation if she were to stay at the manor.
The listeners also can't hear you blushing.
That's some harmless flirting among friends.
As you are discussing heading back to the tavern, and Eldrin and Raistlin both kind of look at Edwina and tilt their head a little bit. And Edwina looks blankly back and they tilt their head a little bit more, someone walks into the doorway, doorway, knocks on the door. Sir Francis, we have some more information. We need you. Ah, yes, I'll be right there. LaLa's in the morning. She'll have items for each of you for this task, and when you go to the temple, report to it in the morning. Ask for the Conduit.
The Conduit.
And he stands up and he sets the box down on his desk, and he reaches up and just kind of grabs and caresses your bicep, Edwina. Take care. And then he heads off into the other room to go and deal with the task at hand and the request that he had.
Eldrin's gonna shout out, "We'll be fine too." All right, to the tavern.
Well, I guess we should head back to the tavern for now.
To the tavern, yeah. Edwina says as she's kind of placing her hand on her bicep.
You are able to head back out of the war room. No problem. You still see Beatrice in the main entrance hall, and she's directing the dwarves that are setting up scaffolding around the big statue. Head back through the Grand District. There's pretty much no one out at this hour. At this point, it's 1 a.m., if not later. It's late. Go through the town. You get back to the tavern. And it's quiet as well. You just see the one barmaid that you've seen before in kind of her black dress, white apron, silvery bun tied up tight, just kind of sitting at a table and crocheting.
There's a rope.
Well, I don't know about you two, but it's been a day, so I think I'm just gonna head upstairs and sleep, and she'll wave the barmaid over and kind of, can I get my same room?
Oh, yes, dearie, it's still up there.
I agree. Same for me. Off to bed.
I saved them all for you. You're good. Go ahead.
You're a peach, thank you.
Have a good night.
The name is Potts, Miss Potts, but thank you.
Raceland was debating about going and getting Kodo from the temple, but I think he's gonna stay there to help make sure that things are okay with little priestess Elandra, and Raceland is just gonna go up and hit the sack.
What a good puppy. Staying and looking over our friend. I failed to mention, in the whole course of events with Francis, I do still have DRB with me, just carrying him around, and so his
Yeah, what happened to Dead Rat Buddy?
his little body is going to be spending the night on my night table.
Mrs. Potts was okay with you walking through the bar with dead rodent in hand?
Well, yeah, I didn't realize that you still had it with you. But you never said you ditched it. So if you walked in, did you try and hide it, or did you just walk in with the dead rat?
It's just an accessory now. Yep, it's still there in hand.
I don't know that there's much that Mrs. Potts could do about it if she didn't like Edwina carrying around DRB.
Probably
Snoop
not,
DRB,
but
as I like to refer to it.
But I'll also say it's like a Wednesday night at almost 1:30, 2 a.m. at an inn. She's pretty tired herself and she's crocheting, so I'm just gonna say she didn't notice.
Yeah, that
unless you would like to role play and like totally. Hey, look at my thing I brought in. It's so cool.
I'm picturing her like looking over at it and going,
Not worth it.
"Yeah, I've seen worse."
All right, so all of you that are heading up to your rooms, you are able to achieve a long rest.
Woo!
Click
Back
that
to
button.
full rage.
Yay.
You wake up in the morning feeling nice and hungry, and you can hear the sounds of food, plates, cups come downstairs, and there's quite a few people in there. Probably at least 6 of the tables have 1 or 2 people that are eating a breakfast before they head out for the day.
Well, Raceland's gonna come down and get some eggs, ask for some eggs, some bacon, and maybe a little biscuit or 2.
Miss Potts is able to deliver it all, and after you make your order, well, Raceland, did you come down with anybody else, or are you kind of eating by yourself?
Well, I woke up, came down, and started ordering food. I don't know what everyone else is doing at the moment.
I'd say Elgin was up pretty early in the morning. He doesn't need much rest, so he'll be up early and just hanging out there, enjoying his coffee.
Edwina's gonna wake up. First, she's gonna look near the foot of her bed to see if there is another pouch and letter. Because, Roland just left yesterday. So maybe, a little fairy told her he was coming back. And seeing nothing at the foot of her bed, she is going to grab Puppy, tuck him back into her belt loop, grab DRB, put him in the belt loop as well,
Ew.
and go downstairs.
In real life, we're getting close to the point where there's enough wear and tear on the decaying neck of this thing that we're going to have a dropped body situation.
Okay, when she gets downstairs, she's going to ask for a napkin to wrap up DRB. Because the working theory right now is that the rat did something to Elandra, so we need evidence to fix her.
I have a suspicion we're going to come across more evidence along the way, or at least something you could replace DRB with.
Yes, a
R.I.P.
live
DRB.
rat.
And by the way, since Raceland came down and saw that Eldrin was already down here, he pulled up a chair next to Eldrin before ordering that food.
Sounds good. When you ordered your food, Raceland, Miss Potts kind of leaned in and just touched your elbow very lightly. Do you happen to have an update for my son?
I do have an update for your son, but I don't know how useful it would be. Is he around here somewhere?
I'm sure I can fetch him. Would you like to speak to him? Or just leave a message with me?
You could let him know that we are on the way back out, further investigating the thing that he and I discussed.
Thank you, dearie. I'll do that. And she heads back and gets your breakfast. Comes back to the table. Edwina, are you eating at the table with them as well?
Yep. After wrapping up DRB.
I say she comes back with your napkin. That's why I was asking. So she comes back with your napkin, breakfast for everybody, and as she's, giving you your plates, she looks down and does a little sigh and picks up each of your glasses and puts a little doily underneath them. Will that be all, dearies?
Yes, thank you.
That's all for
I
me.
think so.
Okay, and she walks off, and she goes and starts serving the other tables.
Well, I think once we're done eating, we should plan on heading over to LaLa's.
I'm ready when you guys are.
Yep, let's do it. Edwina's just going to grab a big old bite, stand up, start walking to the door.
I'll follow.
You're all able to eat, no problem? I was like, I'm waiting. So everybody leaves, and you walk out into the town proper, and it's a dreary morning. The clouds are hanging low. You step out, and you have that cold, just wet to your core, cold, almost ouchy feeling, and you can see dark clouds looming for what seems like all sides. You're able to head to LaLa's. It's not that far of a walk down the street. Open the door. You hear the little bell. Hey, welcome to LaLa's. Can I help you?
We're back.
Yes, Lord
Great.
Dario has left some items for us. For the SCA Squad.
All right. Let me check. And she turns around and she yells, Velma! The SCA Squad is here for their stuff.
SCA Squad.
A few seconds pass by. And right as she turns around and inhales a bunch of air to yell again, you hear, Whoosh, beads. Ah, my darlings, let's go upstairs.
Sure.
And she heads up the stairs to the room where she had fitted you guys for your outfits for the grand ball.
Follow her right up those stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There is a large trunk on the table with the name SCA Squad on it.
Fancy.
And she points at it. This is for you, my darlings. Thank you so much for mentioning me to Lord and Dario. I expect I'll have a lot of fine, expensive work for him.
He's a man of exquisite taste.
That he is, darling.
You only say that because he likes you.
Well, yeah, but also, did you see how fabulous the Canicorn was?
Well, it's pretty fabulous. You have to admit that.
It was,
Indeed.
So let's take a look at this chest here.
Yeah.
You open it, and if you guys go to your journal tab, under player equipment, there should be a little plus sign that says Lord and Dario gifts. Now, some of you have things that only you can see. Some of you have things that all of you can see. So I'm going to read them all out so you know what all is in there. You open it. The first thing that you see is this large backpack, and it has some kind of bright colors on the different patches, the different pouches in it. And you all have been adventuring for a while, so I will let you determine if your character would know this or not, but it is a handy haversack, which is essentially a slightly size-limited bag of holding. So each compartment has some size restrictions. There are more restrictions than a bag of holding, but it still lets you carry a lot of cool stuff. So there's a handy haversack in there. There's one potion of heroism. There are 4 potions of greater healing. There are 4 leather bands that would go around your wrist that have the shape of a griffin defined by looping ink etched into the leather. And there is 1 scroll of featherfall. And then there are 4 kind of maroon velvet sacks, each tied with a small golden rope with a tag on each of them, with each of your names. There's one for Raceland, Edwina, Eldrin, and Roland.
We'll do a quick one. Edwina's going to see this treasure trove in front of her and kind of hands drifting over the leather wristlets with the griffin, potion bottles clinking together, a seemingly normal backpack. She's going to reach over and grab the pouch that has her name written on it.
All right, so the bag with your name on it, you kind of said it there, which is my bad. But it says Edwina on the front of the tag. When you flip it over, it has a message for you. It says, "To see in even the darkest night." And as you open it, you find the enhanced goggles of night. So these are like the normal goggles of night, but because you have ridiculously good and long-distance eyesight, they have been enhanced to give you dark vision even further. So instead of 60 feet of dark vision, you actually have 90 feet of dark vision if you wear these goggles.
Now, did Edwina see Roland's name in there, or did she not get that far?
I mean, I would have seen Roland's name, I guess. It's very clear, kind of like what these surface level items were. But she's going to ignore it right now because her heart is a little hurt.
All right. Yeah, Eldrin will go ahead and grab his bag. Sees his name there. Very interested to know what's inside it.
Eldrin opens the bag and you find a Stone of Good Luck, which is a stone that gives you a +1 bonus to ability checks and saving throws.
Well, since everyone is grabbing their things, Raceland will reach in and grab the pouch with his name on it.
Braceland, when you grab your bag, same thing. Your name is on the front. You flip over the tag and it says, "To guide your aim." And when you open it, inside you find the bracers of archery. While wearing these bracers, you have proficiency with longbows and short bows, and you gain a +2 bonus to damage rolls on ranged attacks made with those weapons.
Very nice.
Is the other one not coming, darlings?
No, but we should take the
He
look.
never returned his rented attire.
He'll be back one day to pay full price for that, I'm sure.
Feel free to roll a persuasion or a deception check, your choice.
Edwina is believable. He's going to believe that he's coming back.
Ooh.
But that is an unnatural one.
And she rolled a 9. So she knows that, but she sees that you're distraught about it. I'm sure he'll be back too. If not, I assume that what are you called again? The SCA Squad would be happy to pay the rest of the deposit.
Put it on our tab.
Oh, well, Roland did leave me a little something. How much do we owe you, Velma?
We'll wait a couple of days and settle up then. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that's fair, because he'll definitely be back.
I'm sure he will, darling.
Velma's just compounding that interest day after day after day. We'll wait a couple of days. How about that? Wink, wink.
There's a reason why she's a businesswoman. She ain't no fool.
Now that we have our things, should we head off towards the mountain and see what we can do about this voice?
We should see what's in Roland's bag. He's not here, but could still be useful to us in this next encounter we've got coming up here. Give it right back when he shows up.
Raceland will look a little disapprovingly and say, out of respect for Roland, I will refrain from going through what was intended for him.
I won't. Let's open that bad boy.
Eldrin reaches in quickly, grabs the tag. One side says Roland. As you go to pick up the bag, you're so, Whatever, I don't care. You go to grab it and you grab just the tag. Have you ever like grabbed a gift and you pull on it and then just the tag breaks off but everything else stays there? Yeah, I'm going to say that Eldrin accidentally rips the tag off of his package. You flip it over and it says to support your friends on the back.
Sounds like it's for us, guys.
Judging from the look on Edwina's face, I don't know if that's a smart idea.
No, Eldrin's right. Whatever is in there, Roland would want to help us. And if it was meant for him to help us, he'd probably still want us to use it.
Okay.
You open the bag and there is a staff inside. It is mostly gold. It seems very light for how large of a staff it is. And none of you recognize exactly what it is.
Well, it looks like a stick to play fetch with Kodo. But other than making us laugh, I'm not sure how it could help us.
That's a pretty high-end stick for fetch with all that gold on it.
Kodo might have
Seems
fancy
like it-
taste.
It should be heavier if we're going to hit things with it, but probably for the best to just put this aside for now.
Yeah.
How big is this? Is it a staff? Like full-size staff? What is this?
It's a staff.
The staffiest staff.
Well,
Can we
if
stick it in the haversack?
I believe so.
All right, let's put it in the haversack.
Do we have one haversack between us, or is it everyone has a haversack?
There is one haversack to rule you all.
Eldrin will pick it up. He'll carry the haversack.
Well, I mean, it's just a regular backpack to
I
Edwina,
mean-
so.
Gotta figured he would.
As you guys are putting the staff in the haversack, which is very much like a Mary Poppins moment where she's like pulling a lamp in and out of her bag, Velma's gonna kind of lean over slightly. Darlings, do you need to ask someone what that might be?
Do you know
Yes,
what it is?
Velma. What might that be?
That's a staff of healing.
Oh,
It has charges. It's a rare item. It does require attunement, and you can expend charges to cast certain healing spells. I believe Cure Wounds, Lesser Restoration, and even Mass Cure Wounds are most common within them.
well, that probably will be a good thing to have.
It is usually restricted to certain spellcasters, though, and I'm not sure if any of you fit the bill on that.
But let's say you hit somebody really hard with it. Do you think the magic would just into that person's body?
You know, I don't think I've ever heard of it being implemented that way, but there's a first time for everything, darling.
Maybe I should hold on to the staff, Eldrin.
I think it's best we keep it tucked away for now. We'll take a look at it later on. Maybe a practice swing or two.
All right.
Not on me.
No, you can do it on me. That's fine. God damn it.
Hey, Velma,
Sorry, that was a rough one.
I was just like, how did I not see it? It's just, you know.
hey Velma, these goggles that Francis left me, do those require attunement as well?
No, they do not.
Oh, nice.
What about these leather bands with the griffin that's etched on them? Do you know what those do?
I don't. Those were actually sent from the manor proper. They said you'd know what to do with them.
I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Is this an access pass?
Well, Francis does love his,
Armbands.
exclusive access.
I'm with Eldrin. He seems to just like armbands in general.
Well, but remember his gloves? And they had something on them, and they let him control the snakes?
Mm-hmm. So maybe these letters control a griffin?
Yeah,
Is
maybe.
that what you're thinking?
Maybe. I mean, and she pats the pouch that she's created out of the napkin where DRB is. And even my little buddy here has a mark on his foot. So if we find something that has a similar mark, maybe it could help us.
Eldrin would like to investigate one of the bands to see if it has any marking that looks like these other markings, the runes. Can I do an investigation, GM?
Yes, but before you do that, Edwina, as you point down at DRB and look at its foot, you notice the marking you're referring to is no longer there.
She is not going to point that out to anyone. She knows what she saw last night.
All right, what did you want to roll again there, Dan?
An investigation to see if I could see any of these runes on the, or similar markings that were on the gloves or any of these animals on the leather bands we were given.
Go for it.
19.
Good lord, how did you roll a 19 with a nat 1?
Oh, it's probably...
It's his proficiency and his intelligence.
Yeah, there's a bunch of bonuses on there. But a 19 with a nat 1. We're getting a lot of ones tonight, guys.
That's great. That's great, but unfortunately, a 19 is a really big number. But what did you roll?
Nat 1.
Yeah. So you look at the bands and you stare at him and you stare at him and you have that moment where you're just staring and like circles are floating off and going past your head and then lines, like you're totally lost in this train of thought. And it's like staring into one of those seeing eye posters and you can't see it. You can't even see the griffin.
All right, guys, there's nothing on here. Don't worry about it.
Can't even see the griffin.
You got so immersed you lost it.
Well, hello, it's Eldrin, at least for my time here in Estrante. I know you've been listening, but haven't yet left a rating or review for the podcast. I get it, even respect it a little bit. Keeping quiet, out of sight, don't engage with anyone. Safest thing you could do, really. But here's the thing. I've got a pretty big debt to pay, and Lord Andario is the best shot I've got. He's got more dollars and cents, and he lives to be entertained. As long as he is, there's opportunity for me. So if you like what you've heard so far, take a quick moment to tell a friend and leave a rating or review on your favorite podcast listening network to make sure that he knows his SCA Squad are worth the price and keeps that coin flowing. Enough for now. I'd better get back to keeping an eye on Edwina before someone complicates things for her.
Raceland, seeing Eldrin concentrating so hard, is going to say, hey, buddy, what's going on here? What are you looking for?
I was just looking for one of the runes, but it's clearly not on there, so we can move on.
Well, there's 4 here, which means 1 for each of us, and Edwina is going to pluck the one that Eldrin is holding and slip it onto her wrist next to the green armband to get in and out of the Grand District, and the blue wristband that would get her into the research wing.
Working on a rainbow of armbands here.
Slowly but surely. You know, I was the girl in high school who had all the jelly bracelets, so this is letting me relive that.
As you go to put this kind of leather band on your wrist, you go to put it on your hand and there's no way it's going to fit, even just over your hand, let alone on your forearm. But then as you get it past your knuckles, it actually seems to adapt to the size of your body, and you recognize this is a magical item where they will adapt to the person that's putting them on. But that only happens for things that do require attunement, and you're going to have to spend some time kind of putting it on, holding it there, and thinking about it to make sure that you're properly attuned. So are you going to slide it on and attune over the next hour, which I'll let you guys do as you walk and talk, or are you going to see that and slide it off and save it for later?
No, this feels really important. And with that, Edwina is going to concentrate on the leather band as she's putting it on. And unfortunately, that means she will lose attunement with one of her other items. So, GM, if we can pick what that other item is, for me, that will be the Cloak of Elven Kind that I will still be wearing, just no longer attuned to it, so it has no magical feature.
Copy that.
I would just like to acknowledge that you dropped a whole bag full of nickels as you were describing this whole bracelet thing. And
It adapts to the
moving on
shape
from that.
of your body.
After you get past your first set of knuckles,
it's not going to fit. Or is it? Anyway.
I could have said more things. That was me showing restraint, but trying to accurately describe what it would probably look like trying to put this leather bracelet on.
And I was just sitting over here going,
Knit, 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 knit.
oh.
Are you the Knights of Knee?
Yeah. I felt like the Knights of Neep as you were going through that. Raceland will also try to slip on one of these bracelets. Assuming it won't fit either, we'll then, I guess, go through the process, like you said, of trying and thinking about it and attuning it as we are walking and talking.
Sounds good. I will note real quick that if you want to use those bracers of archery, that is another item that requires attunement. Again, for funsies' sake, I'll let everyone attune. You don't need to stop and take a short rest to attune. But you can only attune to 3 magic items at a time, so check your character sheet and see how many you already have attuned. They will be marked in your character sheet with like a little asterisk next to it in the items down below. But you can only have up to 3 attuned items at a time.
Yeah.
So you may or may not have to drop something to be able to put on the bracers of archery and this bracelet.
Eldrin's going to go ahead and attune to his Stone of Good Luck. He'll put on the bracelet, but he's not going to worry about attuning to that right now.
If only it were the ring of subjective invisibility. Alas, it is not. So Raceland will lose the attunement with the ring of water walking so that he can attune to, or stay attuned to Stinger, and also attuned to the braces of archery and bracelet.
Copy that. You both, Eldrin and Raceland, you should be able to drag and drop the item from the journal tab over your character sheet, and it should add it and apply the bonus to you. You'll just have to manually increase your attuned items yourself.
Do we need to head from here to the temple?
Yeah.
Is that-
Are we going to divvy up the rest of the stuff, or I'm not sure what's shared and what's specific to us. That's why.
Well, Eldrin, if you want to carry all the potions, I think, you're typically good about knowing when to use them, Mr. I will just grow to be 10 feet tall fighting a chimera.
Certainly. Add them to the haversack.
Eldrin, as you're looking at those potions and putting them in there, I actually have one that I think would benefit you.
Ooh.
And I just, I've been carrying it around for a long time. But it's got the symbol of water on the side and the symbol of air. And she is going to hand you the potion of water breathing.
I feel like that could be helpful for everyone.
That's all right, well, happy to the sack.
Nickel.
Okay, darlings, I have lots more to do. I apologize, but are you done?
Oh yeah, thanks, Velma. We're going to the temple now.
Have a great time at the temple, darlings. Goodbye.
We're
Adios.
going
sucker.
to the chapel, and we're gonna get married. Just kidding. Francis isn't here.
Head back downstairs, walk through LaLa as you get to the door as the bell chimes. Oh, bye. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. And doesn't even get to finish. You guys are already out the door.
This little front desk person is just like Aubrey Plaza from Parks and Recs.
I
Right.
may have been channeling her in the back of my mind.
That's precisely who I pictured.
If only she could have been training someone as an apprentice, there would have been so much more good banter. You head back out into town, round the corner of the block, head over to the Dayrune Temple. It's still dreary, it's still cloudy, it's still icky outside. Those dark clouds seem closer and more ominous, but it doesn't appear to be raining yet. But you can kind of smell in the air that smell right when rain's not far off. I don't know, maybe it's a weird thing that I do, but especially in the summertime, you can smell the rain on the asphalt before it's actually raining where you are. It's like that. You can smell the rain coming, heading your way.
I love that smell.
You guys walking into the temple?
Yeah, straight into the temple.
Edwina's in the back.
Toting around her DRB.
Well, it's in a nice little napkin pouch now, but hopefully no smell yet. It's only been a day. Hasn't even been a day. It's been like half a day.
The answer isn't no.
Snoop DR double B.
You guys walk into the temple, and it's empty at this hour. Doors are open, and you notice a young girl, dirty blonde hair, gray robes, sweeping, and standing not even a foot behind her is this hulking 7.5 foot tall, grayish blue skinned figure, also in gray robes, carrying a dustpan.
Alondra! Edwina's gonna exclaim, "You're up!"
Bromare, you're big as ever.
Alondra looks over. Oh, yes. And as she turns, she was sweeping and actually starts to kind of lose her balance a little bit. And so she tries to prop herself up with the broom. And Bromere reaches down with a hand. I've got you, Miss Alondra.
See, Edwina, we said she'd be fine. She's well cared for.
Well, I believe you now.
You'll have your time with Sam, don't worry.
Well, yeah, I mean, now he doubly deserves it. Hey, Alondra, can I show you something?
Sure. Can you come over here?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And Edwina's just going to start walking across. Meanwhile, pulling the napkin from her belt loop. She's going to gingerly uncover
Show this
DRB.
sickly Victorian child a dead rat.
Bromere does usher Alondra to sit down on the pew that she was sweeping in front of.
Now, I really do apologize for this, Alondra, as she kind of like takes that last flap of fabric off. But you worked with Sam on magical creatures. Have you ever seen this before?
As you flip open that napkin, she goes, "Oh my, that's grotesque. Oh, no, I can't say that I've seen a rat snake."
Have you ever read about one, maybe?
No. And you watch as she kind of goes from disgust, and she starts staring at it and studying it, and starts kind of lean over, almost like if you've ever been in a biology class and people like don't want to do the dissection, but then once you start and it is really fascinating how all the pieces go together and function and work, she starts to get like sucked into it, because that's what her work and her research is about, is creatures. And she starts to kind of look at it. This is definitely unnatural, but it's fascinating. It seems like all the parts are perfectly fitting together, as if it were created this way, not put together. Where did you... Is this what they were cleaning up in the courtyard? They told me about it, but I haven't seen any up close.
This is what attacked you in the courtyard, as well as us.
I can't say I remember the tale or things in such vivid detail. It's kind of all a blur.
Yeah,
Not
he's
surprising.
not in the best condition anymore. But I'm real curious, and Raceland, jump in here, but I think, could Sam have been working on like some side projects? Some bad side projects that could hurt people?
Well, I'm not involved in all the research. All I've really discovered is that there's some things that didn't quite line up. I spoke to you about it last night. I told you about the damage that I found that wasn't consistent with our findings, right?
Yep.
The reason she's asking if Sam could be involved is because as this attack was sort of winding up, I saw a little silvery streak of mist across the yard. It sort of culminated at the top of the wall into the form of Sam. Is there a reason he might not want you around?
I wouldn't think so. I know that he calls me a bother sometimes, and verbally he's quite harsh, but he's a brilliant man. I know that I'm late to my duties, and he really doesn't believe in everything that the Day Rune do, but I wouldn't think that he would... You're implying that he tried to kill me, right? Is that...
Yeah. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Did you figure out what, or did anyone here figure out what injured you yesterday?
I don't think so. I just woke up a couple hours ago. I've been arguing with Premier to let me sweep or do something to help, and I'm not gonna lie, I get tired really quickly. I've never been this exhausted before in my life.
Well, you should probably skip going to work and stay away from Sam for the time being.
In fact, I think you can skip work for a little while. We can't, and Francis can't, find Sam.
I mean, I would say that the fact that he tried to kill you would mean he kind of fired you.
Well, that doesn't seem like Sam. He goes home every night, but he's always the first one back to continue his research. That would be very unlike him to just disappear, and I still don't think he tried to kill me.
Well, Lord Francis is working this out, so until he gets through this, and he said it'll be a few days, it's best just to avoid that whole area of town and stay here with Bromir.
I think it'll take me a couple days to recover, no matter what, so I'll stay here at your advice.
Good girl.
When you say Sam goes home every night, do you know where Sam lives?
No?
Then how do you know he goes home every night?
Because he usually says, it's time for everyone to leave, we need to go home. I don't know.
Mm.
And she kind of sighs and leans over and breathes a little heavy. And Bromir puts her hand on her back and says, Lady Alondra, you must rest. I implore you, please don't press her further. Are you here for anything else, or just to speak with Alondra?
Yes, Bromir, we're here for the Conduit. We've been sent here to ask for that.
Let me escort Lady Alondra to a place for rest, and I will bring forth the Conduit.
Thanks.
She stands up and she puts her hand out for Lady Alondra to kind of grab and stand up, and she kind of has a hard time standing up, so she just leans down and scoops her up and just literally carries her like over the threshold style into one of the side rooms and walks back across the temple. You can hear some voices just speaking calmly, and then from the back room, with Bromir following, is the hooded figure that some of you had spoken with the night before. And he walks up, and he this time has his hood back. So I described him as a very large figure, kind of a dark skin tone. You had seen kind of jagged teeth pointed up from his his lower lip, and midnight blue dreadlocks. And he walks forth, and you see a half-orc. He does have some tattoos similar to Bromir on his face, and deep midnight blue dreadlocks. Hello. I was told you were looking for me. I am the conduit of this temple.
Yes, Lord Francis sent us here to speak with you. He'd like us to investigate whatever is going on up the hill there at the mouth of the cave.
After seeing the devastation you wrought last night on those rat creatures. I'm quite grateful to have hands like yours.
Get that a lot.
Well, we're happy to be here. Do you have any idea why Lord Dario may have sent us to you?
We've been requesting him for help for weeks, if not months now. Something's wrong at the mountain. Have you not noticed the weather?
I mean, I'm not from around here, so I just assumed it's always raining like this, but everyone else seems to say otherwise, so somehow related to something that's going on at the mouth of the mountain.
Is there any information you can give us about this before we head up? Any theories that you might have?
If you have working ears and working feet, can we talk while we walk that way?
No. You're going
Yeah.
to join us.
Edwina's going to stand and say, "Yes, we do," and starts walking towards the front of the temple. She is ready to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's do it.
We will head north out of town and head up to the Cave of Storms, where we do our offerings. And you see that he walks up to the front, kind of where the priest was kind of preaching from the night before, and he reaches back and he grabs what looks like something that some of you are familiar with. This is a tube with a sling on it, kind of like a map case, or what you would like take a poster or architectural plans or something like that and roll it up and have it in a sealed container. But it's very intricately carved silver. Slings it over his shoulder. Now we're ready to depart.
What you got there?
My things. Are you ready to go? Do you have your things? Do we need to stop and pick anything else up?
No, I think we're ready to go.
Yep.
You guys head out, and you haven't been inside that long, but man, it just seems like those clouds are even closer and even nastier looking. He looks up. It's going to be another day of terrible weather. I hope you're prepared.
I think
As much as we can be.
exactly what I was going to say.
You head out of town, and I will go to our map.
Now, as we're walking, Edwina's gonna kind of be like, all right, we're on the road, and Eldrin did this thing the other day where he was talking to Raceland. I'm gonna try that out. So Conduit, is that like your full name or like a nickname?
It is all of them now. It is a important role at our temple. We have multiple conduits. I studied the ancient texts for years before the trial. And as he says that, he points at his forehead. And one thing I didn't describe earlier is that he has a chain on his forehead. And it kind of drapes over the top of his head as well. And in the very center of his forehead is an uncut blue stone, connected by a chain that is tarnished.
So you pass a test and they give you a special hat. That's pretty cool, but do you want us to call you like Conduit, Connie?
The Conduit is fine.
Okay.
First name, the last name, Conduit. Got it.
So the Conduit.
We are selected by the
Okay.
voice of the mountain itself. We decipher what they speak by the ancient texts.
What do you think might be the cause of what's going on here at Conduit?
I don't know the cause, but I know something is disturbing the voice of the mountain. It has been non-responsive. The weather has been worsening and worsening. Many people don't believe in our beliefs, and that's fine. Everyone can believe their own deity, religion, or lack thereof.
With that, Edwina's gonna shrug.
But the knowledge we've gained from listening to the voice of the mountain has created prosperity for this region. The voice has given us knowledge of when to harvest, when to plant, what crops will be most fertile. And the stronger our temple has grown, the fairer the weather has become in this region. As Dayrune followers from across the realm flock here, it's one of, if not the only place that we can safely worship. We'll be forever grateful to the Andarios for their refuge. And at this point, you've walked out of Astrante on the main northern road. Those ominous gray clouds have finally hit, and it is raining. Nasty rain, too. Big, huge, like actually kind of feels like someone is throwing little pebbles or something at you each time one of the big drops hits you. This is like some of the biggest raindrops you've probably ever experienced in your life. It is unpleasant to walk through. But as you pass the first shrine, he stops. Please give me a moment to collect the offerings. And he swings that silver tube around, opens the top, which is hinged, and he takes everything from inside that offering bowl and just scoops it into that tube. And as he drops it in, you hear it kind of clink a little bit at the top, but you never hear it hit anything below. He clears everything out of the bowl, puts the lid back on. We will continue to the next crossroads, and then we will be heading east.
I was thinking that sounds like something that would catch Aldrin's attention. That tube.
Nice tube, man.
Hey, buddy.
Thank you.
Edwina's gonna feel a little conflicted because she's donated to the shrine, not knowing what it was for, and now that she's like connected, that it's with the Dayrune temple. I don't know, she's just gonna kind of like fall to the back of the pack and contemplate, you know, religion and how people go about giving offerings, and let that spool in her mind for a moment.
Eldrin's gonna ask him, how long till we make it to the cave? The day's travel in this condition, or are we gonna need to set up somewhere?
Usually it's a day's travel in quite fair weather, but based on this, we'll have to rest overnight.
Do you have a location for us?
We can stop along the mountain pass. Maybe we can find an outcropping that'll protect us from the rain, if we're lucky.
Alright.
I kind of feel like with you having traveled this particular route more, you know, fairly frequently, that you would have some sort of an idea as to where you might want to stop for the, you know, most effective shelter.
He just continues walking. He's at this point kind of starting to get annoyed by all the questions. He normally does this route by himself or with other Dayrune followers, and he's kind of had his entire religion questioned, what he's doing questioned, the fact that he doesn't know where to stop specifically in a, you know, nasty storm questioned, and he's just kind of done with it. So he's just going to keep walking and not respond at this point.
We're making friends left and right, guys.
This is why we need Roland. He's the charismatic one.
You continue walking, you get to a crossroad, and there's another shrine there. He says, please wait a moment while I collect these offerings for the Cave of Storms. Walks up, opens the tube, scoops all the silver and coins and cups and everything that's in there into the tube, closes it. Now we head east. And as you start to head east down the road, you can hear the thunder. And it is loud. It is rolling. It is deep. It is definitely a bad storm. You know what? I hate all of you sometimes. You can't quite see lightning, but you can hear thunder pretty much coming from all angles. This isn't just like, oh, it's just this one thing that's going to go over us and then it's going to get better. Nah, this is pretty nasty. You pass one town, which, Edwina, you recognize this is actually the way that you came into town. So you and Roland came in from the northeast. So you're kind of going out the path that you guys had come in. You pass that little village, and you know that you're about halfway between that little village and the cemetery that you had passed. And the rain is coming down harder. There's actually, now you can occasionally see lightning off in the distance, like where it kind of flashes like a strobe light because there's so many small bolts of lightning coming down from the clouds. And if I can have everyone roll a perception check for me, please.
That is going to be a 15 for Edwina.
Eldrin rolls a 15 as well.
Raceland rolled a nat 1.
Nice. And let's see, I'll have this person roll as well. And they rolled a 19. So, as the storm's getting worse, and you guys have probably been traveling, you didn't spend too much time talking to everyone in the morning. It's well past lunchtime by now. It's probably early afternoon. You're continuing down this path, and you can see the lightning coming closer. You're starting to count how long between the thunder and the lightning. And the conduit kind of points ahead, and there's an area, a patch, that looks like it's been burned away by a small wildfire or something, just right off the road. That's unusual. And as you all look over, Raceland goes to look over and looks up a little bit. What? And a giant drop of rain right in your eye, and you're like, ow! Ah! Ah!
I hate when that
you
happens.
don't notice anything else. But Edwina and Eldrin, you do notice this area that is kind of burned. Like there was a small wildfire, but it's been raining and misty, and how that could happen is unusual. Maybe lightning could have sparked something, but kind of odd. And as you're kind of looking around, the conduit points up. That's unusual too. And you see a very long, at least well over a foot long, very thick, downy, stark white feather that is deep red at the base, stuck to a branch.
Red like blood red or dark red?
With the 15, it appears that it's likely your first impression would be blood.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Raceland is still wiping his eyes.
God, ow! Jeez. And I forgot to ask you, what does Kodo think about the rain?
Well, Kodo is still hanging back with Elandra, so he's not too concerned about the rain.
He's snuggled up and cozy right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's stoked.
He's a happy boy.
Just can't find good help these days.
Looking up, you said that this feather was like stuck in a branch.
Mhm.
Is it something that Edwina could reach if she like lifted her arm up, jumped, tried to grab it, or would this be like
This is
climbing the tree?
20 feet up into the tree on a small branch that it kind of, if you've ever seen like an ostrich feather in real life, how it's very fluffy and downy and wispy, kind of like a moth's antennae, it's like that. So it's up about 20 feet, and it just kind of got tangled, and all those little soft pieces got tangled and wrapped and gnarled around the twigs on the branch.
Okay. So you said we noticed it, which means I am going to kind of focus on that. And because I have the totem spirit of the eagle, aspect of the eagle,
You gain the eyesight of an eagle. You can see up to a mile away with no difficulty, able to discern even fine details as if looking at something no more than 100 feet away from you. So since this is within about 20-30 feet of me from the ground, is there anything else that I notice about this particular feather?
You stare at it for a long time and you feel like you've seen it before, but you can't quite put your finger on it. I will say you're welcome to roll a history check.
Yeah, that's what I want.
But just a perception is not going to give you what you recall or don't recall.
Does a 9 on my history get me anything?
Not much. You know you've seen it before. You know you've seen it recently within the last
2 days?
week or two, but it feels very familiar to you.
If I were to guess chimera, would that do anything for me?
It's a really fancy word to say out loud, but I don't know what you're asking me.
Is it a chimera's feather?
You recall that you've seen it. It's really familiar. You know, you've seen it within the last couple weeks, but you can't quite put your finger on it.
Not a game show.
I have a fairly good poker face, poker face. And you rolled a 9.
I did. Which is so hard because it's like player Aaron is also struggling to remember, which is why I'm trying to trick you into saying yes or no. Well, it's sure a feather. And that is odd because there aren't very many giant eagles in the vicinity. What do you make of it, Conduit?
I'm not sure, but I'd like to continue on before the weather gets worse.
Agreed.
Yeah, the rain's starting to get in my eye. You doing okay there, Raceland?
I'm completely blind. And I'm thinking about that potion of water breathing that you gave to Eldrin earlier, thinking that maybe we could all use that.
Yeah, if it gets any worse, I might regret handing that off, but...
I would be pretty happy to continue down the road and maybe find some shelter.
Well, a sentence that nobody else has ever been excited to say before. To the cemetery.
We'll turn shortly before that, but you can stop by after we're done if you like visiting cemeteries. You are such odd people. And the Conduit continues to plod along the road. And just before the cemetery,
dreadlocks and a stone in his forehead.
turns northward to what seems like a fairly well-worn path, almost like people have been walking it for centuries. And it slowly climbs the stone and rock of the mountain. And you are able to travel for a couple more hours. It's starting to get fairly late. And as you ascend higher and higher, the lightning gets louder and closer and louder and closer. I need everyone to roll a d20 for me, please.
Edwina got a 7.
Raceland got a 17.
Eldrin got a 5.
And the Conduit got a 16. So I will say that Eldrin and Edwina, there are a couple times that you're walking along the path and lightning strikes so close it makes you jump. This storm is chaotic. You've never had a near lightning strike experience before. You continue for another hour, climbing the path, and the storm gets worse and worse. The lightning increases. It actually at one point strikes a tree up ahead of you on the path, and the tree falls over your path. It seems a little bit unsteady, but you're able to climb over the tree okay. And it's starting to get a little bit dark. The Conduit looks around at you, all of you, and says, we're not going to make it to the mouth of the Cave of Storms tonight. I suggest we find a place to rest for the evening. Hopefully away from this weather a little bit. Which one of you is good at finding camp? Or do you wish to leave it to me?
That would probably be me.
All right, Raceland, if you can roll me a survival check, please. As you continue down the path for a little bit, you will be scanning and trying to find a good location to camp for the night.
Can I help him with my Wanderer feature, which lets me...
Well,
Nope, because he already rolled.
I rolled a 6, but I would like to use my lingering GM inspiration.
Go for it.
I got a nat 1, son of a gun.
This is it, guys. We are drowning by rainwater before we even make it to the Cave of Storms.
As you're walking up the path, you see, there's a opening right over there. It looks like a cave. It doesn't look like it's that offset from the path. I've seen them before. They're usually abandoned spider nests. We'll head over there.
Great. Usually abandoned spider nests.
You'll head in, and sure enough, it's not very deep at all. It is a very small kind of little covered alcove almost, and you are all able to set up whatever sleeping stuff you have. If you have bedrolls or tents, the Conduit has a very small tent. It is a gray, kind of their color, and it's just kind of a one-person sized tent. He has a bedroll in there, and he sets that up. We get a fire started. What do you guys have to sleep on for the night?
Nothing more than a simple bedroll for Aislinn.
Yeah, Edwina also has a bedroll that is going to crinkle and crack as the blood from the dragon's head is unrolled. And she's kind of muttering to herself, like, gosh dang it, Roland had prestidigitation and he didn't even offer to use it on this before he left.
What about you, Eldrin?
Eldrin doesn't even have a bedroll. He just is going to snuggle up in the corner himself. He does have a tinder box, so maybe start a little fire here and stay warm, try to dry out.
All right, you all set up your different sleeping accoutrements, as crusty, not crusty, or non-existent as they may be, and you hear just this kind of click, 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 click. And every once in a while the fire seems to spark occasionally. Psh, psh. And then it starts to get a little bit louder and quicken, and then all of a sudden you just hear as the entire ceiling of this little alcove that you have just completely caves in. This was just a muddy outcropping, and the weight of the rain have completely caved it in because Rayson rolled a nat 1. Your sleeping spot is potentially, essentially, ruined. So, I will say that as you all try and rest for the night, I'm going to need everyone that does not have a covering from the weather to sleep on needs to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please. And anyone that doesn't even have a bedroll to sleep on is going to make that roll with disadvantage.
Perfect. You're just raining hell on me tonight.
Edwina gets an 11.
Okay.
Do I get my Stone of Good Luck +1 ability check or saving throw on this?
Yeah, it's a Constitution saving throw, so you can add one to
Alright.
both of your rolls.
All right, so we'll go with
Good catch.
disadvantage, Constitution. He rolls a 17 and a 5, so an 18 and a 6 of 6.
All right, so 6 for Eldrin. What about you, Raceland?
Raceland will roll a 12.
So Raceland and Edwina, you guys were not happy about the situation, but you were able to kind of get in your bedroll just right. It's kind of like one of those mummy sleeping bags where it actually goes up and over your head, and you're able to, it's not comfy, but protect yourself enough from the rain and the weather. It's not a great night's rest, but you achieve a long night's rest. The Conduit slept like a baby. Totally fine. That tent was awesome. Eldrin, with your 6, though. No matter how hard you try, no matter how you take the mud, rocks, branches, anything you can find to create some sort of barrier between you and this torrential downpour, it is just not restful sleep. You suffer 1 point of exhaustion.
Oh, the look of shock on my face right now.
And when you all wake up in the morning, you hear some voices. Just slightly far away from where you were camping. Just, you can actually kind of see a couple silhouettes. One of them is the Conduit, because you can see those dreadlocks even through the rain. And it looks like he's speaking to someone. Possibly more than one. But the one that you can see is a fairly tall, looks like a male human figure where they're speaking to him, but it almost looks like you see a horse. But you don't see a horse's head or a saddle or anything like that, and they're kind of speaking calmly just ahead of you on the road. And with that, we're going to be ending tonight's session.
Centaur.
I guess it can't get any worse for Eldrin right now, so this is a terrible net of rolls.
Yeah, did you roll above?
Just get them all out of the way now.
Above a 15 that entire session?
I think 15 was the highlight for Eldrin.
I mean,
I rolled a 19, but it was a 1.
Yeah. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. We did great, guys. Not a single 20 amongst us.
Mm-mm.
No, but the other time it was like all 20, so it's crazy.
I think tonight was the worst I have consistently rolled so far.
The dice tell the story.
Yeah,
There's always
I'm not
next
going to
time.
lie. It was a bit of sweet GM justice for that GM inspiration to end up being a nat 1. I don't think I've ever actually had that happen with GM inspiration. It's always ended up being better than what the first roll was. I can't recall a single time it's been worse.
Yeah, rolling that was really kind of a slap in the face. It's like, hey, your situation's pretty crappy. Smack. Now it's worse.
There's some pretty nasty weather going on. I'll also say if anybody would have rolled a nat 1 on that random D20 I asked you for, you would have been struck by lightning.
I have a lightning rod on my arm,
Yeah.
so it's this close.
Oh, I should have had you roll with disadvantage now that... No, just kidding.
Next time. But now
I'd have done it.
now
It was
you're
very interesting.
exhausted, which make sure you brush up on those rules, because that is something Edwina actively tries to avoid by making sure she ends her rage as a bonus action.
Yes. So you have disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws until you can clear your point of exhaustion, which takes a full long rest. Which you can only complete one of those in a 24-hour period. So you got a whole day at least, buddy.
I'm sure we're going to run into something nasty before
Not
then.
a chance.
Thanks, Raceland.
Oh. Well, I figured that the ranger would be the one to find a good resting place out in the wilderness, but clearly that is not the case. This is why I don't volunteer for things.
There must have been some bird poop or something in that raindrop that hit your eye, and you were just so confident, like, oh, this is my role. It's fine. My eye is totally fine, guys. I'm just gonna, and it was just blurry. You're like, yeah, right there, guys. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
I think Aaron hit the nail on the head, though. The dice tell the story, and this was definitely a case of that tonight.
The dice told the story, and they said, y'all can suck it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So are you guys just happy it wasn't spiders?
I'm pretty happy about that.
I was looking forward to squishing some spiders. I'd take it to a cave-in and a terrible night's sleep.
And exhaustion for the next 24 hours. At least.
You guys are level 12. It's got to be interesting. Things aren't just easy. It was only a DC of 10.
You only needed 4 more, Eldrin, and then you would have been fine.
What is it with 4? Wasn't it like 4 inches for the stone?
Yeah.
What is it with 4 this campaign?
It's the average, you know? And if anyone tells you otherwise, they're lying.
I guess. All right, thank you guys for probably the most hilarious, most number like nat ones we've ever rolled. The dice told an interesting story this session. Hopefully the odds will be in your favor next time. We'll find out next week. But until then,
We hope you can find yourself a table.
or a computer.
And some friends.
So that you can roll into your own NatFun.
Ta-ta for
See
now.
you next time.
And now,
Adios, suckers.
I told you Jackie had it out for me tonight. I knew it all along.
I was emailing
I bet you could
Roll20
get
at the beginning of the
before we ever
session.
started.
You're
Yeah.
screwed. No.
Yeah,
You're the one who has the account for it. I'm sure you can manage the dice roll, set limits to it. I'm certain there's a feature. Pay extra for that one.
she bribed
She told
AI.
me before we ever started that she was going to sabotage you.
Dear Diary, although I am grateful to finally have Lord Ondario's assistance, I'm not sure I have as much faith in this SCA Squad as he does. Their ranger stared so intently straight up into the sky during a heavy storm that he nearly blinded himself. Like a turkey standing out in a field with its mouth gaping wide open during a rainstorm until it drowns itself, and then muttered about it for hours, about a bird pooped in his eye? And that shifty one, he eyed me so much at the shrine. As soon as I'm done writing, I'm going to take a full inventory of the offerings, just to be safe. And that big one, can't seem to tell if she's angry or simply a lost puppy. Well, no matter. They've agreed to help, and we must hurry. I don't know what we'll do if the voice is silenced. Oh, and hugs, kiss, kiss. Good night.
When Thunder Rolls will return to NatFun next week on Tuesday. But if you need more NatFun in your life before then, you can always check us out on Patreon. We have a lot of fun extra content there, including warm-ups before each session, cutting room floor clips of things that don't quite make the final cut but are pretty funny, and even character stat blocks and more. We even have a free tier. And whether you check it out or not, we do hope that you can roll into your own NatFun, and we'll see you here next week.